Hey guys, HDvee here, and welcome back to a brand new video going over the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield DLC. Today, we have a rumor talking about some potential new Galarian forms, Gigantamax forms, and also a sprinkle of some information about Calyrex and that big old red tree as well that keeps popping up in the Crown Tundra. Of course, this is just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt as always. No idea if it's true or false, but if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 750. Make sure to leave a comment. What Pokemon do you hope gets a new Galarian form in the expansion passes? And of course, subscribe if you're brand new. We do daily Pokemon content on this channel. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and take a look at some rumors. Alright, so this is the first one that popped up a couple of days ago on Wednesday, on the 6th of June, posted by Anonymous, not giving any information away about who this person is, but they basically say, leak for the Isle of Armor I stumbled across. It could be legit or not. So, just kind of making their tracks a little bit safe. If it doesn't turn out to be true, they can be like, well, hey, I never said it was true. Something I stumbled upon. How do you stumble upon a leak? I don't know. Anyway, he basically goes on to say new Galar forms. So we're getting Golduck, Galarian Golduck, which is a water dark type. It takes inspiration from the more malicious side of Kappa. So obviously Golduck to me does look like a water psychic Pokemon. I guess psychic attacks and stuff. So a water dark type would be completely, L-turn on that. But it's absolutely fine. Water dark is a pretty good typing. Greninja has it. And I would love to see a water dark Golduck as well. Would really, really like to see that. Next up, we have Galarian Cacturne. Now, we don't know if this means that the pre-evolution's getting a Galarian form as well, such as Cacnea and Psyduck. But on this, it just says these Pokemon. So yeah, Cacturne is going to be a grass fire type, which, if true, would be the first ever fire grass type Pokemon we get. Just insane that we haven't got one already, but yeah, fire grass is a typing that we just don't have a Pokemon for yet. And it says inspired by the spiciest plants in the world, Euphorbia? I hope I said that right. It doesn't need underhanded tactics as its chemical reactions are potent enough to keep threats away. That just sounds like a Pokedex entry. It doesn't need underhanded tactics as its chemical reactions are potent enough to keep threats away. That just sounds like something that would, be in your little Pokedex, And then last but not least, we have Zeb Stryker, which is a flying fairy type, which is very interesting. And it's a deep Pegasus inspiration in its design and the design of its evolution, which has larger wings. So according to this, Zeb Stryker is getting an evolution. It's going to be flying fairy. That's crazy. You would never picture Zeb Stryker to be that type. If anything Pokemon related was going to get some form of a Pegasus, I think we can all agree it'd be Rapidash, surely. Anyway, new Gmax forms. Kecleon has a similar body shape, but the zigzag around its body is projected far from it, and it's constantly animated in a somewhat trippy manner. It can use Gmax Bamboozle, which lowers the accuracy of all opponents. Now, straight off the bat, this is a small little problem here, because if you didn't see that video that I did yesterday, basically spoke about all the Pokemon that are not getting updated movesets, and so therefore will probably not be in the DLC. Now, Kecleon is, if my memory serves me right, a Pokemon that has not had an updated moveset. So for that to get a Gigantamax form doesn't really add up. Of course, the video I made yesterday, not 100% true. It just very much is likely to be true, but it could still not be. So Kecleon just is an unlikely Pokemon to be in the DLC. So for it to be an unlikely Pokemon in the DLC and get a Gmax form, a little bit far-fetched, but we carry on. Ampharos is up next with a new Gmax form. Takes inspiration from a lighthouse while still looking pretty organic, and doesn't do what Mega Ampharos did with gaining a lot of wool that it spent its whole evolution getting rid of. It can use Gmax Beacon, which uses electric attacks with the same effect as a Gmax Bamboozle. So that'd be really cool, like a lighthouse Ampharos. It does have kind of the ball of electricity thingy on its tail and stuff, so that could be, I guess, used as a light. It kind of would be a callback to the lighthouse in Generation 2. We have to go and heal Amphi. But anyway, up next we have Porygon Z. So it seems to incorporate its Gmax form into the ground, kind of like an Alpha Proto from the MMBN series. Is that Mega Man? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. With some magenta wireframe. Is that supposed to be I don't know. Magenta wireframe surrounding Porygon Z's body, as well as its 3 limbs being pillars around its body. It can turn normal moves into Gmax Distortion, which can poison, paralyze, put to sleep any opponent like Gmax Befuddle. Basically, Porygon Z uses a different kind of bug attack. Literally. Okay, so that's Porygon Z apparently. And then last but not least, we have Toucannon, which is a G-Max form which makes its beak look straighter while giving it several protrusions and vent-like things. I'm awful at English. It constantly glows from a lot of heat, like Toucannon using its move Beak Blast normally. It uses G-Max Bazooka, which boosts flying moves and burns opponents, which would be super broken. And then he goes on to say, do you guys think this is legit? So first of all, a couple questions. I don't know where this person would have got this leak. It just says that he stumbled across it. Where? Give us some more information. You know, does your uncle work at Game Freak and he brought home some papers, or did you just tell me? You know, you can't just say I stumbled across it. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, the only reason that I'm not believing this one is because Kecleon does not have an updated moveset in Pokemon Home, so is therefore not likely to be in the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC, so probably isn't getting a G-Max form. And if one thing on this whole thing is wrong, then it pretty much all is wrong. But again, I'm just saying that based on some evidence that we have. Isn't at all like confirmed, so it could be in the game, this could be true, but I'm just going off something that we have some evidence on. Next up, we have another rumor which came out quite a while ago, and this was on the 26th of May, and it says Isle of Armor update. So hi, I'm the one who talked about Galarian Slackoff and evolutions a few leaks ago. God, that's an awful joke. So I obviously didn't, I don't think I covered this Galarian Slackoff thing that apparently popped up a couple leaks ago. But yeah, he basically goes over some more Galarian forms and some new Gigantamax forms as well. So yeah, he starts off saying, now my friend has fresh new stuff. His friend! So lucky to have a friend that just knows all this stuff. Galarian forms of Sharpedo, which is a water ghost type based on the Basking Shark. We have Slackoth, who is a rock type, Vigoroth, who is a rock dark, and then we don't get a Slacking, apparently. How are you going to have Slackoth and Vigoroth and then just evolve it into a normal Slacking? That makes no sense. Okay, fair play. And then we have Seal and Dugong being both water and ground. I've seen Dugong crop up quite a bit in like rumors and leaks and stuff, saying it's going to get something. Now I don't know if that's true or not. Dugong isn't really a huge Pokemon, but you know, there's been Pokemon in the past that have randomly got Mega Evolutions in Gigantamax forms. Like just take a look at Ordino. Nobody likes that Pokemon. Got a fat Mega Evolution in Gen 5 and was the only Pokemon that got one in Gen 5. So it is what it is. Obscuroth. Wait. Regional evolution of Vigoroth. Oh, that's why. Okay, that makes more sense. Rock Dark, inspired by the game. So, Slacking isn't in the game, and apparently we're getting Obscuroth. Okay. New G-Max forms for Toxapex. Now, of course, we know Toxapex and Skarmory are in the games. I believe we saw Skarmory. So, yeah, Toxapex obviously definitely in the game. So, G-Max Hook Dance and G-Max Blade Flurry. So, 3 new Pokemon. Punchabby, which is fighting and inspired by a wallaby. So, yeah, I guess that's Punchabee then. Amperu, which is an electric fighting, looks like a big yellow kangaroo with red big hands and feet. So it kind of sounds like a Ampharos kind of B-Tech version of it. And then Windink, which is a fairy flying and inspired by an Arcan Sonny. I have no idea what these animals are. So the Rotom Bite can now search a specific Pokemon for you, marking the way to the nearest specimen. That would actually be a really, really good idea. If you'd already discovered a Pokemon or something, because obviously I guess it's not too bad, but yeah, let's say you entered a new area and you knew that there was like a Mareep in the area or something like that, and you're like, I want that Mareep. It'd be really, really cool if you did have a feature that'd be like, okay, Mareep's general direction is this way or something, because then it just helps a lot. I mean, everybody knows you're just going to Google it anyway, so it just kind of saves everybody time. But then it goes on to say there are some hints at Calyrex and at the Royal Red Tree. They haven't given us any. Brilliant. My friend said to me that the Tower Challenge is very difficult. You can only use Kubfu. Now, I think we already knew that anyway, because it's that sparring thing, or whatever it's called. Limited sparring or something like that. And basically it only allows you to use a certain number of Pokemon. But I guess in the Tower you would only be able to use Kubfu, because that's where you have to take Kubfu to evolve it into Urshifu. So, makes sense. And then it says, in the end, without spoiling anything, my friend said to me that in this DLC there's something or someone evil. Okay, I don't know about you, but that might be the stupidest sentence I ever read. In the end, without spoiling anything. What's all this then? He just spoiled all of this. What are you talking about? How can he be like, yeah, I'm going to give you all this information, but not the rest of it. No, I'm not going to spoil that bit for you. I'm going to spoil all this, but not that little bit over there. You can, you know, I'll be a little surprised. That's just, I don't know. Is that just me? I feel like that's a really dumb thing to write. How can you be like, oh, I'm not going to spoil anything when he's literally just apparently told him all this? I mean, I don't think this friend exists. I don't think this is true at all. I just, this doesn't really have any evidence as to why it's not true. It just seems kind of far-fetched, to be fair. I don't know. Obscuroth sounds like it'd be kind of obscure. Anyway, that's gonna be everything for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 750. Make sure to leave a comment. What Pokemon do you hope gets a Galarian form and a Gigantamax form? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, what evolution of Urshifu are you getting? Or which version of it? I'd love to know what you guys have to say about that too. Subscribe if you're brand new. Do daily Pokemon content on the channel. We've got bloody 8 days till the Isle of Armor. It's insane. So yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.